Hey guys, this is Fernando from Zero to Data Science, and this is the Zero to Data Science Resume Guide, a step-by-step guide to create a powerful resume and LinkedIn profile. Okay, so in the Teachable account, in the course, I've created two PDFs, which is one is the resume guide and one is resources. And I'm going to be walking through both of these right now and explain to you the thinking behind creating a good resume and how to do it. Before we start, I want to mention that most people, when they create a resume, all they do is list out maybe a couple facts, where they went to school, what they did, but this is what gets 99% of resumes ignored. It doesn't have a cohesive message. And I mention message because what resumes are, in the first principles thinking, it's a marketing tool. And like any marketing tool, you have to understand your target audience. You have to understand their needs, the message you're going to craft, and then how you're going to deliver that. And that's what we're going to walk through today. So let's start with the guide, where we're going to see how we would create a resume using in real time. Okay, so first is, like any marketing tool, you want to define your audience. In this case, it's pretty limited. So we already know our audience, which are data science managers. But you can get even more specific by naming the field that you want to go into. So you can list out the fields that you're interested in. Remember that the more specific, the better. So it could be education, finance, NGOs, and so forth. So depending on the type of jobs you want, the target audience is going to change. But maybe at the beginning you don't have a lot of experience, or maybe you have broader interests. Maybe it could be more just tech in general. Then data science managers is enough to start. And that's where I'm going to put in here, data science managers. Again, I want to stress the importance of defining your target audience so that your message, the way you deliver it, everything depends on your target audience. So once you've defined your target audience, you want to craft a one-sentence message. So managers have a job and they're reading resumes. They're not going to have a lot of time to go through your resume. So they give it a couple seconds. And when they come out of it is an impression. Just like one sentence, maybe like this, oh, this guy's skilled, or this guy's proven, or this guy's smart. Something, they come in with an impression out of your resume. They don't remember all the details. But the trick is that you can re-engineer this message. You can craft the message and then engineer your resume to leave that message, right? Like the person's going to read it, they're going to come in with an impression, and they're not going to know that you created that impression in there. And this is, it's important to define that message in one sentence. Very easy, very clear beforehand. So the format should follow this. So it'd be your name. So it'd be like Fernando is a proven, skilled, collaborative, and if you have any additional skills, you can put in here. Data scientist with an expertise in, and you put the interest field. So this would be a very powerful way to attract a data science manager, because they want somebody that's skilled. They want somebody that's proven. Somebody else maybe another company has hired them, or they've collaborated with somebody else, or they could see the app that they're a working app. And also collaborative. A lot of something that is often talked about in data science is communication and working with others. Some data scientists aren't very good, and as long as you can show that in your resume, then it's very powerful. So to start, you want to list 5 extra skills that you have. So it could be maybe fast acting, like maybe you work very quickly and very efficiently. Maybe it's connected. And 5 other skills, just brainstorm them. But just one caveat, like only include extra skills that are very powerful and then you can prove. For example, hardworking is not enough. You have to have a very strong case to say you're hardworking, because most people say that. The more you add that's unnecessary, it will dilute and distract from your message. But also notice that proven, skilled, and collaborative are not optional. Because if you're not skilled, no one's going to hire you. And if you don't communicate well, or you're just in general off-putting, then no one's gonna hire you either. So these are not optional. I would consider these mini- uh, the minimal effective dose, and they could be enough to start. So a minimal effective dose here would be: Fernando is a proven, skilled, collaborative data scientist. And before, we didn't really mention a field, so this is actually enough to start. Okay, here is when we start brainstorming. Just you start listing out all your expertise. You have your message, but now you want to, in the end, we want to support that message with proof and with credibility triggers. But at first, you just want to mention all your experience. So write down everything. Don't be picky, and list out related and unrelated. So for me, it would be, so I did martial arts. I became a black belt. It's not really related. I didn't, I didn't include this in my resume, but I was like, it shows that I have proficiency. You could, I added my teaching in school, public school, economics degree, business school, philosophy. So I'm just listing out everything. Camp counselor, organizations in school, college organizations. I'm listing out everything. Don't limit yourself. The point of this is to get your mind thinking of maybe things you've forgotten. A lot of times when people write resumes, they don't really realize how things relate, or they forget certain things they've done, different accomplishments. So here you just want to list everything out. Don't hold yourself back. So now you should have an organized, an unorganized, and comprehensive list of everything you've done. Stuff that's related or stuff that's not related. But now give it a little meat, explain a little more. So I give an example here. So before I could have wrote, I built a recommender system for freelance, okay? But now in a resume usually has a header, like a title, and then a description. So now maybe for the ones that that you think are related, or the ones that you can talk about, you start creating headers. So I don't want to talk about the Taekwondo, like that was the martial arts, but I can talk about here, freelance data scientist. And I could talk about like 3 projects that I did. So first is recommender system. Next is NLP pipeline with Twitter. Next is, so that's one title, one header, and one description. Another one would be educator. I could put tracking data for students, elected as class leader. So right now I'm just describing them. I'm giving it some form and structure, and I'm beginning to slowly just remove things that maybe aren't necessary, but still keep this list long and just brainstorm. So next is this is when you start using your message to remove and reframe different experiences. So an example would be, maybe I had Google Docs and I was an English teacher, or I worked abroad, or whatever, or maybe I was an English teacher, or maybe the camp counselor stuff. I compare it to my message. I say, do I have any proof that I maybe have leadership qualities in my in the Google Docs or whatever? If I don't, then I remove it. But another example would be to reframe. So maybe the organizer, right, the camp counselor, maybe I was in a leadership position and I was able to manage like 10 people, and we got this result. So I want to keep this in and reframe it. So I would remove martial arts, maybe traveling, maybe working abroad as an English teacher. I was a translator for a while, but I didn't really have anything tangible to prove, so I removed it. Actually, when I started, one of the things I reframed was I worked for a government organization abroad in Ecuador. And some of the things that I worked on ended up being published. So what I did is I reframed it. So at first I just thought, hey, I worked with this education government organization. But how I reframed it was this. Worked for Ecuadorian educational org. So I could do worked one-on-one with the head of the. So I was working like very closely with the lead person in the project. The contributed educational tools. You can go in more detail of this. That were eventually published and used on a national level, which was true. Eventually got used by communities in the Amazon details, but you could see, for example, worked one-on-one shows that I'm collaborative, shows that I can work with higher level people. And then contribute educational tools shows that whatever field I'm in, I'm able to execute. So I'm maybe agile, and I can work with, my work is good enough to get published. So it's just about reframing from the message, right? I've proven I'm skilled, so I'm generally skilled. Maybe it's an additional skill that I have. Any field that I'm in, I'm able to execute at a very high level. So once you have these descriptions, think about it. You have a header, you've reframed the description, or you've removed certain things. Then you want to finally create your resume. And I recommend a website like Canva that has resume templates. And make sure you use attention hooks. So maybe the things that are most powerful to put on top, maybe your education or your skills, or if you don't have a lot of experience, or maybe the education doesn't really stand out, use very powerful skills and put them at the top. So maybe, Spark, you talk about Python there, regression models, and so on. Use powerful wording, very descriptive wording. Like I mentioned over there, one-on-one, that's wording that shows that I worked closely with a leader, and make it concise, and change it iterate it until you're happy with it. You see the resume and you say, wow, this delivers my message. Some example resumes are in the resource section. So I'm going to show you first Canva. So this is Canva. These are some resume templates that they have. First of all, don't use anything with a photo. That's going to look very bad. So maybe just browse through, maybe this one, right? All these work. You can edit a lot of these. For example, this one's very clean. And just go through and pick whatever you want and start filling out. You've already, created headers. Start filling these out and just change it, work on it. It's going to take a couple hours until you're happy with it. Read it, see if you like it. Also refer back to I have some resume templates here that you can look at. Here's one, right? This is the resume I crafted to apply for the GA position I have now. And you can see the wording that I use. You can see the formatting, the spacing. I've actually included this the real file, so you can change it and you could use it. You can use this template, and feel free to use to use this formatting, put it, like, learn these skills, and so on. So you can use Canva, and make sure at the end you should have a finished resume, version 1 that you like. But after that, it's really important that you share it with others. And share it with at least 5 people. So you list out people here. So first, I would say my brother. He's in Tech 2. I could do, my other data science, people in data science, they look at that resume and ask them, what is one sentence to describe the person in the resume? And good is not good. Will not help you, right? Push them to be descriptive. To give them one sentence. Say, what are some words that describe this person? And this will, if what they say matches the message, that's how you know your resume is successful. If it's totally off base, or they really can't even come up with anything to describe it, then you'd know you need to work on your resume and make the message clear. After that, you could put your resume on your website and LinkedIn. For example, in this resume, I would put these headers on LinkedIn and just copy and paste it into LinkedIn, put these as skills and so on. But you pretty much have like a finished resume, and after that you can start iterating on it. So maybe on LinkedIn you change a couple of words, see if it helps attract more recruiters, keep giving it to more people, and keep changing the words. It takes longer than you think. It's for this resume, for example, the original final version, it probably took me close to 2 weeks working a couple hours a day. Just know that it's normal for it to take a little bit of time. And at the end, so that's the final resume. But I also want to go really quickly in the bonus, which is creating a dream resume. So in the beginning, you're not going to have a lot of experience. You're just starting out your portfolio. What I recommend, and I think is a really powerful tool, and this is something I did, was create a resume that you wish you had out of experiences that can be done in 1 to 3 months. So an example would be give a data science talk at a respected college. So list out 5 experiences that would deliver your message and can be achieved in 1 to 3 months. So examples would be creator, right? Like this is what I did. So creator, data scientist for an ML application. Right, that's what I did. I also did data scientist at a startup. Right, a lot of startups just want maybe freelance help, and that's what you could offer them, and you can negotiate the title data scientist, and just having that title is huge. This is what I did in about 1 to 2 months. I reached out to somebody, I helped them out, and they gave me the title. Others could be talks, creating a group, a data science group, meetup or group. Another one would be helping out, collaborating, contributing to an open source project. So you create a list of things that would be powerful credibility triggers that don't take years or don't cost a lot of money, right? And then you create a finished resume with these additions, with these experiences. Read it, judge for yourself, see how powerful it is, share it with others, see what they think, and then use this as a goal, right? Like you say, wow, this is a really powerful narrative, this is really Maybe even with skills, like you want to learn PySpark, you put PySpark in there, like, wow, my resume now really looks good. So now you know what to learn. It allows you to see experiences in the context of the narrative. So that is what the power of the dream resume. Really take advantage of this. I think in general, LinkedIn and resume are so crowded that they're losing a little bit of their power. But dream resumes are a powerful tool to start planning for the future. So that's your guide for the resume guide. That's kind of like a walkthrough. This is a step. If you follow these steps, you'll be able to craft a really powerful resume. But I want to add some other resources. And this is the Zero to Data Science resume resources. So there's 3 that I added that will help you build a resume. So one is, there's a video that I really, 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 really recommend you to watch. It actually has helped me so much. I still refer to it. And it's Ramit Sethi's videos on resumes. So I have it here. I've included it in the resources, but here it is. How to Win a Winning Resume by Ramit Sethi. It's off his course, Find Your Dream Job. I did it. And it talks about narrative. It talks about exactly what we've been talking about, what I've been talking about in this course. It's really, really great. I really recommend you to watch that video. Another resource is the example resumes. So I've showed you this before. Here's 3 example resumes. So here's Ramit's resume that he goes over in the video. Here's my current resume, and then somebody else's resume. It's not a data science resume, but I think it has powerful wording, and it uses the Canva template. So this is all doable in Canva. So it can be done. And the last resource is 2 formatting websites. So one is Canva and one is CV Maker. And again, don't include a picture in your resume. Again, this is how Canva looks like. And you can drag, and you can change different things about these resumes. You can change a lot, so it's very powerful. And that's it. I'm really excited for you to start creating your resumes, and feel free to send them to me. I can send them anytime, and I'll give feedback, and even like choices of words, I'll help you out. And aside from that, I'm excited for you to start your journey, start creating those resumes, start creating those dream resumes, and other than that, work daily.